What up, everyone? I started a blog and I wanted to show everyone what's there. It'd be cool if you check it out. I'll have the link to the blog in the show notes, the video notes. But here, let's make this a little bit bigger. So it's pretty simple. Let's look at the source. I took the template from Pandoc, which is a tool used to convert documents of one type to another. So it's often used to convert from Markdown to HTML, for example. I found tinkering with it on Fedora. It somehow comes with a nicer CSS than you might get on Ubuntu, for example. And I wonder if that's because maybe the version of Pandoc is newer. Maybe it comes with a Fedora specific, Red Hat specific, nicety. But for whatever reason, I was just tinkering with it one day. I found that I can write a stupid little markdown file, convert it to HTML, and it looks good. And it looks good enough to be a blog. So I've adapted it. Let's go show this again. So it's just got it's a super static site. There's nothing fancy. It's the front of the CDN that's powering it, that's caching all the assets and stuff, is Cloudflare. I'll do a video on Cloudflare later, but Cloudflare is awesome. Yes, they have got into trouble by being the CDN to some alt-right, right-wing weird sites. I think they've made up for that. Don't hold me to that. But for hosting, my blog, they're amazing, and the analytics you get for free is really cool. I'm on the free plan, and it's this is such a small traffic site; it doesn't get very much love. But yeah, so here's the site. It's just basically the idea being, why would I post my thoughts and feelings and things to something like a Twitter or a Mastodon, all these things for free, when I can do it myself and I can own it myself. If GitHub, for example, says you can't host this anymore, I can take all this code and I can host it on a VPS myself. I feel like in this age of social media where everyone is trying to be content creators on someone else's platform, yes, I'm not going to be the next big thing by using a blog like this that's my own, but maybe I will. Who knows? I don't know. The idea being that, why should I be helping Elon, get richer by giving him my tweets and engaging and getting angry and all these things, when I can just have a conversation with my reader all by myself. So one of these really cool, this is the blog, the post that started it all. I met a refugee from Iran who's now in Berlin, and his story I just couldn't not tell the world, so I had to write it. So every post has a feedback form at the end, and this is this will take you to an email client, whether it's configured like on Safari. If you're on a Mac, this will be like Apple Mail, or if you're on Windows, this might be Outlook. If you're on Linux, it might be Thunderbird, for example. Or for me, since I don't have it set up, it went straight to Gmail in Chrome. You can send me feedback, which is really cool. Another interesting thing, which no one has taken me up on, and I don't suspect they ever will, is this takes you to a Stripe checkout place where you can send me a tip. If you liked an article, you can send a tip. Yeah, and then, this is a little page about myself. So, yeah. So anyways, yeah, it's just a really cool blog. It uses a makefile, and it calls Pandoc, and there's a template, and the process is really nice. I write I write these posts in Markdown, and then I send them, and I push it to GitHub, and the GitHub Pages setup has a built-in Git action that is free that you just push. It's all using Jekyll, which is a static Ruby-based static site generator. If you don't know, GitHub is written in Ruby, and so it makes sense that they would use Ruby as their front end or as their static site generator. But what's nice is I don't really do any of that. I'm actually leaving a lot on the table by not using some of their stuff. There's some really cool plugins, and I can get RSS feeds, for example, for free, which I plan on implementing myself. One of the cool things, the whole reason behind the blog is to be able to have an excuse to learn HTML or about web tech. I've learned a lot about SEO, about caching. You know what? Here's how this blog was built. So this is actually out of date because I don't use, I wrote a Python script to build it, and I don't use that now. I use a, you know what? Let's go look at it. Okay, so yeah, I can't believe I'm gonna admit this, but I just had a small panic attack. I was looking for my blog. It's a private repo. I was pulling up GitHub. I'm usually logged in, but I was only able to see public repositories. And since this is hidden or private, I have this commit. Where is the repo? That's funny. All right, anyways. This is what I wanted to show you. So here's the template, which we were looking at when I was looking at the source. This is really cool. It uses what I believe are Panduc specific like variables. For example, the markdown files themselves are just, they are rendered to the body, and everything else surrounding it is this template file. And what's cool is this make file I thought was cool. This is quite advanced make for me, but this is the heart of what it does. There's a project that I brought in to generate the sitemap for Google, so that they can crawl the page properly. But anyways, this builds the sitemap, and this builds all the pages. And what's cool is using some makefile magic, we find all of the markdown files, change the target, the file extension HTML, and build them. Anytime there's a change to a markdown file, it'll build the corresponding HTML file. I thought that was really cool. Uses some makeisms. I had to look these up. These are, I forget what they're called, but they're like shortcuts. And so it's really, really cool. So that's basically the site. This is what I spend a great deal of time working on. I really like writing. I wouldn't say my writing's very good, but I find it really enjoyable. And the next video, which I'm gonna make right now, is here. It's gonna be on how to write a really good resume, and some topics on resume creation and things like this. In fact, for this, I wrote my own resume. I took all these thoughts and I created my own proper resume, which I am actually happy with. So, thanks for watching, and talk soon.